So, as we all know here in this, when I say political communication, when in perspective again, I'll be stressing more on the way in which media. Sir already set the tone. Is told that yes, we regard media as the fourth pillar, apart from judiciary, our executive and legislature. So, media has its own role which has been playing, and especially keeping in view the present status. I want to bring on to the table that what is the role of the social media and how this political communication has emerged over the period of time, and what is the kind of discussions with I'll be bringing into you the case studies. I'll be speaking to you people about the current discussions which is happening on the platform also. So when we say political communication in a broader sense, it refers to the creation, the dissemination, also the impact of messages. I'm just putting it because it will be helpful for you people to take it as a further content for your classes. So the main purpose here is to see how these messages are being formatted, or the narratives which comes in the political communication, which can influence the political process. India being a democratic country with the multilingual background, with the multicultural background, with the kind of ideologies what we people have across the country, so it speaks a lot. And politics is such a thing that it runs in our blood. Okay, whether you are an individual, whether you are educated, whether you're uneducated, whether you come from any part of the country, politics is so much there in our blood. Each one of us, okay, somewhere or the other, we do discuss about political things and all. Okay, it can be about the government, it can be about their policies, it can be about their programs. So here I'm trying to bring in you what the political communication is all about and how this is impacted the process also. Especially keeping in view over the period of time, there has been a kind of changes, a kind of revolutionary changes, I would say, a kind of whole changes have happened in the kind of engagement what is happening at the political thing. Keeping in view the digital age, especially we are all aware of how glued we are to the digital age, how much of influence it has on our day-to-day activities also. So I want to check, and we have been doing a lot of research, have done a lot of quite number of research also on this work. I want to see how this social media engagement, especially keeping in view the political communication, the political aspects, has transformed the citizens, especially what is the kind of consumption they are doing, what is the kind of messages they are taking in, and what is the kind of knowledge what they are gaining. Again, I'm telling you, it is all the kind of content or the kind of presentation what I'm trying to speak to you people is completely based on the experiences what we have seen, the kind of research work what we have been doing, the kind of interaction what we have been doing from the people who are a part of this political communication. So I just wanted to bring it out to the table as to have an interaction with you people at the end of this session as to how this digital media has transformed the whole political narratives in the country. At the same time, gone are the days when we used to think of the colonial period, the history, the kind of the media control what we had. I mean, not to dwell more on those things because we know everything was controlled by the people who were ruling our country. So it was under a kind of a surveillance. We had a kind of a, everything was coming under the scanner. It was controlled by the thing. But over the period, cut to the social media, the present digital media, which has democratized the whole way in which the people are using it, the people are responding to the thing, and the kind of issues what they bring it on to the discussion forum is very much important. And it has given a free hand for the people to discuss, to disseminate, and also to elaborate on the issues which has to be discussed, especially when it comes to the political aspect of it. And here, as I told, I'll also take you through the kind of evolution what we have seen over this political communication, especially in the post-colonial period, through the digital platforms. And I've been working with social media platforms. We have been doing a lot of activities. So let's do that. So the main objectives, okay, just to cut the story short, I just wanted to tell you this is what this is my lesson plan for the day, wherein the first thing I'll be tracing to you about the historical evolution of what the political communication in India has happened, though it may feel a bit repetitive for you people, but I'll just try to keep it very short, but it's very much important for me to take the base from there. Secondly, we'll also try to examine the role of the social media, especially in how the social media has been helping to shape the electoral and the issue based politics. Okay, more than issues, are we discussing those kind of things? Everybody knows the country is divided into ideologies, it is divided into religion, it is divided into culture, so a lot of things. So let us also try to examine through some case studies as to what to be done and how cautiously we are supposed to use the thing. Then we'll also see how the post-colonial period, I will try to analyze some of the things where we see the implications of this social media and the digital discourse. So the kind of discourse which is happening, what is to be done, what is the kind of discussions which are been emerging, and what is the kind of role a political parties has, what is the role as a stakeholder we has, or what is the role as a responsible citizens we do have. Are we using this thing, this weapon, in a very responsible manner? Let us also analyze those things. And I'll also try to, when it comes to social media, we have been over the period of time and over the last few years, I should say, there is been a kind of intrusion of the misinformation, the fake content, which is bombarded on the social media, and people tend to believe everything is correct and everything is true. Whatever is being given to you on a platter, people accept it, and based on those misinformation, disinformation, their opinions are being formed. Is it true? Is it right on the part of the democratic country like ours to get into it? So there is a need, as academicians, or as you people get back to your classes, as you people get back to your sessions, so try to inject that this is very much important, because politics is such a strong base. After religion, after politics, religion, films, cricket, these are the things what people think more about it. So this misinformation, disinformation, and the kind of the surveillance what we have, I'll be examining about, I'll be speaking to you people about that also. And also, as researchers, as academicians, it is our duty also. It's not only about the coming up with a problem, but what are the kind of solutions we do have? What needs to be done? What is the role of an academia? What is the role of an academician? What is the role of a research organizations? Or what is the role of the politicians in general? Also, what could be done? So we'll also look into some of the recommendations. So this is just a thing, as I told you, I just wanted to put up the base for the study. I'll be just touching upon these kind of things. So when I say post-colonial, it made it, I just wanted to speak about the kind of the colonial period which has gone back, which is already gone through the kind of the rule what we had. And when we speak of the Indian culture, even at the past also, we had a very rich culture. So the kind of the identity, everything was questioned. The culture was questioned, the identity, the kind of the power, concentration of the power, and the representation. Even we had a divide. Now we have digital divide, but then it was the upper class, the lower class, or the elite class, or the lower strata of the society. So there have been a lot of things. And even I'm not the person to speak about the political discourses what have happened, or the political theories what have been developed through the period, because all are my good friends know about all those things. So majority of the knowledge what we have gained is only from the Western concept, the westernization kind of a thing, or what dominance we had in terms of knowledge or discourse has happened. So some of the key theories, when I was just planning my sessions, these were the kind of things what I got to know about. The Edward said, he speaks about the representational power, or maybe Gayatri speaks about the marginal voices. Okay, it is very important, because the reason why I'm stressing more on marginal voices here is because gone are the days in the past, the people in the marginalized, or maybe people in the lower strata, never had a voice to raise, whether it's a politics, whether it is education, whether it is any kind of a thing. So they were always been submerged, or it was always suppressed, I should say. So here in this social media, or maybe cut short to the social media, how these marginal voices or the subaltern agencies have been able to come out of these things. We'll be discussing that. And also about France, which also speaks about the resistance narrative. We know how India and how things have changed over the period from the kind of resistance what we had. So when we take through the political communication through the post-colonial, this is what the things, who has heard about a digital India? We never thought, because in the past, everything, every paper or every content which was being gone, it was all censored, as we all know. Okay, and the media was concentrated in the hand of only a few. The British used to come up, and the papers used to be, the scrutinization used to happen. The censorship was very at large, and there was a kind of a media centralization. People never knew that through media, or the media as a tool can be used as a very strong power to bring about a kind of a change, especially in the freedom struggle. So many of the people have their put in their work. I'll be speaking about it. And also we'll also see how the top-down narratives. Okay, because whenever I'm speaking about the past media, when we speak about the media or the newspapers in the past, it is always used to be from the top. A handful of people used to have that concentration of the power, and whatever they used to write, that used to be the law of the land. So that was the kind of the thing. There was a top-down kind of a narratives. It used to trickle down from them. People never had a voice to say. They never had a voice to revolt back or to question back. So that kind of a situation is what the media has undergone, and we'll also see how this exclusion of the marginalized society during that particular point of time matters to us. So, in the colonial league, when I speak about the colonial, again from the media perspective, so there are, we know how the Britishers have controlled us, and we had two important things related to our media. It was about the Vernacular Press Act. Okay, the overnight, almost all the Vernacular Press Act was been brought down in the year 1878. Many of the vernacular press converted themselves into overnight into an English newspaper because they wanted to get away from the clutches of the Britishers. And again, we also had the Indian Press Act of 1910 about the kind of content what needs to be done. The framework was being given by the Britishers as to how a newspaper needs to be conducted. And with all the other media thing which was not there, we didn't had radio then, we didn't have television, we didn't have film was still gaining. It was only after 1913 film came into the picture. But there was a lot of work which was happening at the newsprint, or I should say the newspapers, especially Gandhiji's Harijan, or maybe Nehru's Patriot, or the National Herald was there, or maybe Kesari was there by VG Tilak sir, which he used to do a lot of. So that means paper was used, the newspaper was ultimately used as a powerful tool to bring about a kind of a change, and that was the only sole provider of information to the people, only with the newspapers. So then came the post-independence. I just want to cut short and I just want to move ahead with saying that earlier in the year 1959, when the television came into India as a part of experiment, and then radio started way back in the year 1931, and we all know that it was a state-controlled one, even till. Okay, even now we have All India Radio, and we also have the Delhi Doordarshan being controlled. We use it as a public broadcasting. Okay, they are controlled by the government, and majority of the activities of these media entities was only to speak about, or only to convey the programs and the content, mainly about the national integration. Okay, they played their important role. I wouldn't say yes, they have brought in, especially the radio has brought in a lot of changes in terms of national integration, or maybe the developmental issues. You know, the 5-year plans of the government since 1947, how the government has changed, how the prominence of education, the agriculture, the health, the culture, each over the period of time, over the decades, things have been changing. So what used to happen was, it used to be a unidirectional one. So there was only about development, it was only about integration, those kind of things. And somewhere people felt that the regional voices or the regional concerns of the people was somewhere, it was underrepresented, or it was somewhere suppressed. That is what the kind of things were being told. And I'm speaking of the national policies till 1990. This was the kind of the picture what we had. Then came the year 1991, when we had LPG, or we should say the liberalization of the media boom. So government allowed, it was during the PV Narasimha Rao's tenure of the Congress party, which gave away a new lease of life to the media, where a kind of liberalization was being brought in, not only to these sectors like agriculture, medicine, defense, agriculture, medicine, and science and technology, but also, no, sorry, not defense, science and technology, and also to the media. So there was a kind of a transformation. There was a kind of change. Or we should say there was a huge leap, I should say, the thing where people started, private channels started coming. The FM station started working in the Star TV culture, the Z TV, or maybe the regional channel like Udaya TV, the Sun Network. So these things started coming, which was completely a freedom kind of a thing, the privatization of the content. So all these things started coming in. And here came in the political marketing also, along with the media being given out to the public, given out to the opening the doors of the private parties to come and play a very huge role. Not only the private players like Star TV, or maybe ZTV made its entrance to the country, but at the same time, it also saw the rise of the commercialization of the political marketing. the things which were concerned or which was been restricted only to the paper or only to the thing, this lease of life or this opened up a new door for the political parties to use these mediums of radio, of televisions for their political marketing. That is where we see a huge change. That is where the campaigning like India Shining, when you might have remembered LK Advani, okay, who was behind this particular campaigning, started the branding part of it. Okay, the political parties started using the medium to brand themselves, to brand their ideologies, to bring in the people for their political gains and all. And at the same time, it not only gave rise to this, but it also made the sensationalization of what you call as a paid news came into picture. Cut short, again coming back to the present or going back to a decade back. So the internet started coming up, and by 2000 2003, the internet penetration in the country started coming. And I would like to put it on record that today India has been one of the highly in terms of population, in terms of the public also, apart from the developed countries, India is one of the leading country which uses the internet to the maximum. People have got accessibility to the mobile phones, they have got accessibility to the internet, or they have got good connectivities. So the thing is, now the power of discussion, the power of dissemination, the power of coming up with the news has been laid to the people. Okay, we have a democratic, we say people should, for the people, by the people. Yes, it is there, but what is it we are doing, and how this social media has helped us? And we also have many campaigns like Digital India. We also have computer literacy. We speak about environmental literacy. We speak about digital literacy. So now what has happened is, with digital campaigning happening since 2015, and giving the power to the people and the accessibility of internet. And you know how Geo started off way back in the 2016, where it was free of cost, it was a lesser cost, where Geo gave away the internet. People got used to using their mobile. Okay, so the connectivity of the country started becoming more and more. People start, the walls or the whatever the shackles what we had started breaking. So people, the power was given to the hands of the people to discuss. And to this day, and we have around 900 plus million users in India. They have been using the internet according to the latest figures. And also 467 million people are using social media. Just see the amount of social media penetration, the kind of influence what the social media has. And when you think that 467 million people are using social media, do you think that the political parties would keep quiet? Never. The thing is, it is the right time, and it is the thing what the political people or the politicians and the political parties started using this particular platform to reach out to the people, reach out to their electorals, reach out to the general public in the real time, so that they can propagate, they can bring in a kind of an opinion, and also to inject their ideologies in the minds of the people. So that is what the starting of the digital media. So it has given a new hope for the politicians, and it is easy for us to have a kind of a change in the minds of the people. This is a timeline. When I go back to the thing, when we look into the timeline of the political communication in India, so usually during 1980, sorry, 1857, the first national movement and all, so the independence, okay, we had pamphlets. Okay, just because we have been doing the work, and we know that it was only the pamphlets which used to be used during those particular revolt, writing it, and it was, everything was manuscript. Okay, it was not a printing, it used to be a manuscript. People used to write the things and used to pass it on to the people. Then came in 19,000, then we started the papers like Kesari, the Harijan, Muknaik by P.R. Ambedkar, all those kind of things started, because I told you the press was the strongest means of communication, and people knew that through the writings of political leaders like them, there can be a kind of influence. Just a call from Mahatma Gandhi ji, people were there at the salt satyagraha. Just a call from somebody, they used to assemble somewhere. So the obedience, lot of things have happened only because of the content what was being written in the newspapers. 1570s, again, it is just the dominance of the radio and the Doordarshan in India, privatization, then came the social media. Then now I'm speaking of the 2020s, where political memes, the influencers and the algorithms and the governance has become more in the number. So social media has been one of the strongest base for the politicians to garner the likings of the people, and also to propagate their messages without a cost. You need not have to pay. The only thing is you have to pay for the radio, you have to pay for the newspaper. I'll be in the next session. I'll be speaking about the political advertisements, where I'll be speaking more depth into why these political advertisements have become more important. So what has happened here is political media has given them a free of cost thing, or a free of cost, I should say, a kind of a weapon which can influence the people at any cross, sitting in any part of the country, any part of the world. You can influence, the messages can be reaching, or you can reach out the people at no point of time, and it's a real time research has been happening. So cut short again, speaking about, I should mention about why this social media is gaining more momentum, and at the same time why social media usage in India is gaining the thing. And globally, when we look back in the year 2020, after the COVID thing, a lot of research have gone into the gone in to understand the kind of penetration what India has in terms of internet. And socially, we have found that as of 2024, it says that I told you 467 million active users of social media every day, irrespective of age. You can find a child with a 3 or 4 year old, they have a mobile, they are accessing the things. People with 10 years old, or 15, 18, 20, 25, 30, 60, 80 years, everybody are active on social media. And in India, these figures are only exclusive only for India. And it is also 314 million users are there for Facebook in India. Okay, we every some of my friends in the group maybe have maybe active users of social media. Then 480 million are WhatsApp users. Okay, we are day in and day out. We are become a part of this WhatsApp. Okay, sending the messages, receiving the messages, discussions happen, chatting does happen, sharing the content, sharing the videos, sharing the audio files. So it has become a order of the day. So that means around 480. Again, please take that into account. When I say 480 users or maybe 487 active members, it can be digitally or it can be geographically, everybody is there. I don't say rural, I don't say urban, I don't say semi-urban, I don't say metropolitan. All means all, everybody irrespective of the thing, because this is the strongest tool, because everybody is a vote bank for the politicians. Then over 50 million people are using the X, that is the Twitter what we have. So that means this social media platforms, without any second thought, has become one of the most targeted and the most used communication needs for the people in the country. Okay. So, specifically speaking about the political, why these political communication, or the why politicians do use this. Okay, so when we see the major, okay, there are many political, sorry, there are many social media platforms, but here we have been discussing about the most crucial and the most important media, what do you call the media mediums, which has been used, and through the research, through our work, we have found that these are the five social media houses and social media platforms which have been used very extensively. Number one being the Facebook, and as I told you, the number of users, because this is where you can find the pages. Almost all the political parties, whether it's a national party, whether it's a regional party, whoever it may be, they do have their own party pages, which is very much important. Even you people maybe, some of you may be following, or some of you might have come across these kinds of party pages. Every party, even it's a minuscule party, they do also have a particular page. And this is the Facebook through which they have started using the campaigning, okay, campaigning their ads, campaigning their ideologies. Okay, it's not only that. Nowadays, Facebook has also have a many options where we are not seeing only live suicides. Many of you people know that it has become a trend that many of people have started using the Facebook to have this live suicides. But our politicians, our political parties are using for the live sessions. Whenever there is a live rally, or whenever there is a PM addressing the group of people, or a CM addressing, or maybe whenever there is a big political jata happening in anywhere, whether it's a locally, whether it's a gram panchayat level, or whether it is a national level, or anywhere. So we do have this live session. So accessibility, I need not have to go and be a part of that particular rally in person. I can have the access on my mobile, and people are participating it. People are liking it. People are watching it. People are sharing it. That means you are multiplying the way that political content is being dispersed. So this is also one of the things, and this is why the Facebook has become a very strong content. Next, it will be the WhatsApp. Every one of us have been using it. And what is it? And every time the WhatsApp comes with the advertisement, maybe people have said, whatever messages you say, you are safe. Your messages can't be encrypted by anybody. It is encrypted messages. So nobody can see whatever you are sharing. Okay, fine. Yes. So that means it has become a very easy tool for the politicians to spread the messages. And as I told you, again, it's free of cost. You not have to pay like a buntings. You not have to pay for a radio ad. You not have to pay for a television ad, which are very costly. Costly. You need not have to pay. So WhatsApp gives you an option where you can spread. Now, so you have got broadcast. Earlier, it used to be that WhatsApp, you can send the messages only to 256 people. But now you have a broadcast. That means as number of people you can add, you can send in the messages. How many of you are following? You can see the broadcasting pages on your WhatsApp when you switch it on. So that means WhatsApp also has become a strong way of deliberation. People do discuss. Okay, people exchange information, people exchange their ideas. This is very much important. So please imagine that how this social media has made these stakeholders, especially the civilians and the civil society, to be a part of the political process, to be a part of the democratic process. What is the situation? What is the negativity, constructive? I'm not speaking about that. We know how it is. That I'll be speaking in the next session. But there is a forum, there is a platform for the people to discuss and to share. That is what WhatsApp is for. You have Twitter. Yes, Twitter has always been considered as a political, as a social media platform, which is for an elite class. I don't come across. I don't say it is only for the elite class. Anybody can do it. But yes, in India, when we did a research or when we got through the thing, when we have seen that, it has come to our notice that many of the rural people or many of the uneducated people are not using it. It's always been the journalists, it's always been the ministers, it's always been elite class people who want to have a political discourse. And almost I've studied politicians on Twitter, and we have found that majority of the politicians are using their Twitter account for the thing. So commentary is there. Then YouTube, yes. See, you have time. One of the most important thing about media is the time. What is the kind of time? People are not there to watch hours together. You can't do it. But you have a platform, you have a YouTube thing where you can upload the videos. You can record and you can upload the videos. Again, it's a free of cost. And you'll be shocking. You will be shocked to know that in per second, now it's already been 35 minutes since I started speaking. Okay, just 1 second, sorry, in 1 minute, there are around 500 YouTube videos which have been uploaded on the YouTube thing. Just imagine. And what kind of thing? Even political people can also upload this video because it gives you a chance to have a longer form. Okay, Instagram is just 15 seconds. You can't have more than 50 seconds or 45 seconds. But whereas in YouTube, even if it is hours, 2 hours ka program, 1 hour ka program, half an hour ka program, you can do it. So it can be in the form of interviews. Now with it as podcasting has become a most important thing. People are using this podcasting, vlogging. Everybody has an opinion. Okay, whether I'm a politically oriented person or whether I'm a media talent or whether I'm a media professional, everybody has become a politician. Everybody has become an astrologer. Everybody has become a doctor. You know that. So that means YouTube has given you an access. YouTube has given you a platform where you can speak about these political things. And again, what kind of political things are being discussed? It can be interviews, it can be about a political policy, it can be about a political banning which is being done, or a new rules regulations by the government. So what not is being discussed on the YouTube also. Then Instagram, yes, it is off late. Instagram has become a trend. I don't say all the other things are not, but Instagram today is been reaching out to the people to a larger extent. And through our study, we have also got to know many of the politicians also have their own Instagram account where you can tell the story visually. Telling the story. People in India are so much glued to the storytelling. Okay, ಕತೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಕತೆ ಕೇಳೋದಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಕತೆ ಏನ್ ಕತೆ ಕಟ್ತೀರಾ ಅದು ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ. ಬಟ್ visually you're telling a story, you are developing a story. Okay, so the kind of political, they know, the politicians know the what you call the pulse of the people, so they know how to emotionally reach out to the people. Okay, you might have seen it all, everything you might have seen it on television, the dramas, the crocodile tears, or maybe the hugging of the people, the clashes which happens, all those things. But well, very colorfully, very emotionally, these narratives and these stories are being reaching out to you people. Then how is a stakeholder, or how is a civil society, or how is a citizen responding? Again, it is our duty as academicians to study about it. But Instagram, yes, it has become one of the most visually enriched and visually storytelling thing. And nowadays we have started using influencers. You have many influencers. Shilpa Shetty is for beauty, and Prashant is for political thing. So there are many political journalists who come and speak about the thing. People are there to follow them. Okay, people have been following many of the politicians. So what has happened? It has become an influencer. We have started using the people. So for us, what they say becomes the thing. Okay, that is the what you call the kind of a thing. Okay, whatever they say, for us it is the Veda Vakyatra Agbutid. Okay, so that has become a thing. We follow each and everything which is being told by them. And nowadays, coming back to us, because I took up this thing because it was a part of our study and we have been doing, and many of my students are also working on this line. So we wanted to see how youth, because all of us are academicians, and our target audience has always been our students who form the young brigade of the country and who are the future of our country also. So we have done many studies, and many of the studies have also happened in the media, globally, national level, and also at the regional level. What is and why is the youth engaging so much? We wanted to know why. Yes, in political communication, you know how politicians target the groups. It can be youth, and there has been a lot of thing. Even the government wants to enroll the people. Many of the people, everybody holds an election card today. Okay, so that has been over a period of time. Lot of campaigning has done. I don't say they're all constructive kind of a campaign. It can be Aadhaar card, it can be your what you call Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao campaign, or maybe any kind of a campaign, or whatever the government is doing. So these are all the campaigns which is being done by the politicians to garner the attention of the people. That's one side. But at the second at the other side, we wanted to see whether how youth can be attracted. See, the target audience, people of 40, 50s, and 60s, and even our seniors, my mother or maybe your parents at home, they are very strong. They know they have to go, they have to vote, though we vote only once in 5 years. We have that value of going and voting. But of late, we have seen that the number of youth above the age of 18 are not going to vote. That is also one of the important question, and important questions to be identified, why people are not approaching, why people are not going. So we also wanted to see how these youth are engaged. So social media has become a very easy tool for the politicians to create a kind of an awareness among the youth. And what is the kind of awareness? It's not only about election. It's not only about come over a day, come just vote and go. It's not like that. How you can be a part, making you people or making the youth and inclusive, making them a part of your political process, part of the democratic process is also very much important. Are we doing it? That's also one of the questions which need to answer. And the reason why these political parties are targeting these social media is because almost all the youth above the I told you from the age of 3 till the age of 25, but 18 to 25 is what we call as a youth. These is a period 18 to 25 or 28 is the period where the youths are using the mobile phones and the social media to a greater extent. They are engaging themselves. Majority of their time goes in for this particular. I don't know what is that they're doing. They are playing games, or they're going on a dating apps, or whether they're just watching the Instagram reels. I don't know, but their engagement is already there. Okay, and the kind of consumption, the kind of content what they consume. ಏನು ವಿಷಯನ ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನು ವಿಷಯನ ಅವ್ರು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಐಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ in India, youth centric content dominates the political social media. There are many youths, I have seen many of the youths, they are becoming more nationalistic in their nature. They have their own choices. People have choices now. Youth, they start speaking about a political party. They have their own ideologies. They follow one political party's ideologies. They stand by them. They follow them. They have their own leaders whom they follow, whom they imitate. I've seen many of my students in the department or maybe in the college, whenever they come for a debate and all, so they have taken the ideologies already. So they're not politicians, they're all just youth, they're just students of PG, UG. But the kind of ideologies they have, it's very alarming. You need to have that kind of a, there has to be something. Okay, that's the other part of the story. I'll not be getting into it. But yes, youth-centric content is there in the social media. That's the reason why. And youth are using more of reels, short videos, and also influencers' opinion to collect. So what has happened is politicians' main target has always been the youth. They know that if you get this youth or the people of the other particular age of 18 to 28 or 30 years into them, then nothing like that. So that's the reason why they are, because after 30, 35, we become more mature. As academicians like us, we at least think twice. At least we know what's good and what's bad, fine. And people below the age of 18, they don't have the voting power, so they have been left out. And even in the seniors, you know how people are there. Many people become vote very consciously. Even it's a one vote, they vote very consciously. But it's not the same with the youth. So the easy target audience for a target is for the politicians is always been the youth. So what has happened here is they know their usage power, they know what the content should be given to them, they know how to brainwash the things. Okay, they know how the one content, one video, one message, one live telecast, how it can bring in a kind of a change. And it has been happening very repeatedly in India over the period of time, and it has become a part and parcel of everybody's life. That is one side. The another important thing is political people, they're not only using this memes and short videos and other things. For example, they also use this gamifications. Okay, there is also a trend which is happening in India, gamification, where they invite the people, especially the netizens or the people who use the social media, to vote for a particular thing. So India wants to do this, or India wants to do this, can we do that, can you please vote? So see, when a particular person, when you have been showing a value, when the youth feel that yes, see, the country is asking us, see, the country is telling us I have to be a part of it, many of them may take it in a very constructive way. I don't say everybody take it in a constructive way, there are many distractions also. So polls are conducted, quizzes are happening in the country only through social media. There is no person to person. It is not in a personal way, but political participation in the form of polls, in the form of sharing. Whenever a political party's or jata or political parties issues are being there, they encourage the people to pass it on. It's sharing. Okay, people keep sharing. You know how it happens on Facebook, how it happens on WhatsApp, how it happens in Instagram and all. So what has happened here is any one issue, it is easy for them to multiply. And who are doing that? It is always the youth, because they don't think what is right and what is wrong. Okay, that is the big question. And their target audience has always been the youth. And also, as I told you, memes. Nowadays, it has become a trend to use memes by the political party, especially if I need to speak about, irrespective, again, let me bring it on record that it is not any kind of a target or any kind of a thing. It is just an example, taking into account what is happening in and around us and what a media academician should do and what the kind of research what we are carrying. I'll be mentioning about the political parties like INC or BJP or our party or the regional parties. So there is nothing to be connected. It is just contextually we are using it as an example. So the thing, so now you must be knowing it. I don't know where, and even especially we have satires. Okay, a lot of people are there, a lot of political satires. You might have seen Deshbhakt, or you might have seen Dhruva Rathi and Akash Banerjee. These are some of the independent influencers. Okay, if you just go to their YouTube videos or if you go to their Instagram account, you will see the kind of whatever the content they produce. It's all politically. They're all political influencers. Okay, they take up an issue, they have their own parties, they have aligned to one or the other parties. So whenever there's a good thing, they come, they speak about it. Whenever there is an opposition party, they speak about negatively. So what has happened here is there are many political influencers and youth, especially our youth who are between the age of 18 to 25. These are the people who are getting influenced by them. So we need to understand that whether, see, people don't follow national leaders. People are carried away by what Dhruva Rathi says. People get carried away by what they see in the Deshbhakt. Okay, so that means you have the political agenda or the political ideologies are so strong in the country that it is easy for us to get our own fans, making the people change their minds. Okay, you are trying to get them onto your side. Whether it's good or bad, again, it's another matter of debate. But things are happening only because of social media. And platforms nowadays, we also have something called as we have to be very careful about the fact checking. The content which goes into social media, everything is not true. And how many of them can understand? Can I tell a person who is an illiterate person somewhere sitting in some part of Karnataka that whatever the message which is being there or whatever it is being shown or whatever the video which is being posted, it is a fake one? I can't tell him. So it has given a kind of an alarm. with the social media, with the kind of political participation, yes, it has given a free hand for even a person from a very downtrodden society or a strata to speak his voice. Many of the people are speaking their voice, many of the Dalit voice, many of the women voice, gender, everybody are speaking because it's easy for you to bring your voices on the platform. People are responding to it. But in the same time, it is also need to be understood that many of the content can be created, it can be manipulated, or it can be agenda, it can be an agenda of somebody, it can be created a story, somebody making somebody cry. You can make somebody cry and you can put it on the Facebook and people tend to believe it is true. So there are some concerns. I'm not saying that a platform like social media platforms are very good. Yes, to some extent, yes, it is very good. But along with this constructive, along with this participation, also see the kind of the effect, okay, ill effect which is bringing in the form of fake news. Many of the people have died. Many of the wrong messages are being sent. Many of the communal disharmony is happening. Many of the religious disharmony is happening. People are being targeted in the name of religion, on the caste, language, food. We have been seeing it. It's so easy for somebody to record something with a fight with the auto driver who is in Karnataka. She is speaking in Hindi or he is speaking in Hindi. Post it, and there are a lot of people who start the campaign. So these kind of things. So the thing is, it has got its own drawbacks. It has got its own pitfalls also, which needs to be checked in. And also the narratives. When some political party posts one particular narrative, you have the other counter narrative already ready. If somebody is saying something, the other example is already there. Okay, so there are bits, there are ifs and buts are also there, and at the same time there are also many kind of political discourses which is happening. Okay, counterattack. Okay, it is what we call as a counterattack. Whatever you say is true. You have a political party and people follow that. Okay, people follow on the basis of their influencers, on their political ideologies. Things are happening. In the same thing, I would also like to bring in, because where we have many, we have been putting it to this, there is also a role of regional language content. You will be very happy to know that Facebook gives you not only, earlier it used to be only in English and Hindi, but now people from West Bengal, you can write in Bengali, many people from Tamil Nadu, you can write in Tamil, we can write in Kannada. Okay, so what has happened here is, it has given a rise where I can express myself in the regional languages. You know what is the number of words you can write in a Facebook? It's there. What's on your mind, right? And the way, as soon as you open the Facebook, you can have the thing. What's on your mind? You know how much of the word can be written? 30,000 words is what you can write on that particular Facebook. That means you can write one whole thesis there. So this is the power. And using the regional languages, our politicians are using the regional languages. They post their pictures, they post their videos, they post their interviews. So you are getting carried away. So when there is a breaking of this language barrier, getting it is very easy. The information, the deliberations, okay, the deliverables, it becomes very easy for. So it is easy for me to understand a regional language rather than speaking in Hindi. If somebody is speaking in Hindi, I may not be able to connect because I don't know the language. But if somebody is speaking in Kannada, or if the translation is there something in Kannada, it's easy for me. So there is a 40% of digital content which is consumed in the regional languages of all the state, of all the 32 states which we have. There are people who listen to the content in Assami, then Bengali, then Marathi, Punjabi, Kannada, Tamil, every language is there. So this has made the regional parties also very strong. Okay, this is also very much important. So you need to understand that almost all the political messages are being tailor made. Okay, you convert it, you translate it. What is the requirement of the Kaveri issue? You make it. Okay, what is the issue of a particular border issue? You make it. So what happens here is, you are reaching out to the marginalized society who understand only our regional languages. So this is also one of the way of how the political parties are using the social media to have a political discourse and also to bring in their way of narratives. Okay, some of the influence like Chetana Himsa, okay, must be, is always a controversial man. Then Prakash Belawadi also writes about it. He stands, see, everybody says it is my right. Yes, even I'm from journalism. Everybody knows we have freedom of press. Okay, I can freedom of speech. I do have. Okay, I can follow any language. I can speak whatever I want. But there are some reasonable restrictions also. I can't write whatever I want to write. But is there a control in the social media? No. People use foul languages. People use unparliamentary words. But who is there to control? Because the law of the land doesn't have a proper IT rule. We have IT law, but there is nothing much which can be controlled when it comes to the content. I can't tell, don't post this. I can't tell, don't post this. Okay, I can't tell this because it is my right and it is my personal page. It is Sapna's page. I want to post whatever I want on my Facebook. I have a right to do that. But there are many issues. Okay, there are many algorithms. There are many ways in which the Facebook has been consulted. You know, when it happened in Corona, during Corona time, many of the social media platforms like TikTok, everything was taken off. Even now, there are many incidents which is happening where the people have gone approach the court asking them to block that particular YouTube channels because they don't want it to get maligned. Okay, so that means there are people, linguistic when it comes to other regional languages or thing, people are being controlled. You are being watched. Whatever you say, whatever a word from somebody said, you have a thing. But social media, I should say, has given an inclusivity, especially in a digital way, for a political community. People are free. Especially I've seen, I was just comparing something about Kerala and Karnataka. We were just doing a paper for a particular conference where we could see how people in Kerala, it doesn't mean that we in Karnataka, we are not politically oriented. We are very politically oriented also, but the kind of language, the kind of examples, the kind of statistics, what was being discussed also matters. So there is something called as constructive narratives, and there's also something called as negative narratives. Negative narratives are more when it comes to political communication across the country and across the globe also. People keep speaking bad about other things. Okay, that is also one of the findings what we found. Okay, let me take you people through the case study. I got another 5-10 minutes. I'll stop it by 11:05 so that we can have some discussions. So there are some case studies which I want to bring it to your notice. The BJP's strategic digital campaign. Okay, so all these things happened. I don't say people were not using social media or the other things before 2014, but there was a steep spike, I should say. There was a steep spike of the usage of this thing because it was through Obama, the American elections, which happened way back in 2008, 2010. So Barack Obama was the one who used the social media to a larger extent and in a very effective manner for his election during the period of 2008, 2010. So the same thing was being done in 2014. That was during the our President PM Narendra Modi ji's time, when he started using the social media to reach out to the audience, to reach out to the political leaders, to reach out to the electoral during this particular thing. So there was a kind of a strategic BJP which campaign which was started in the 2014, and even to this day, you know how strong it is and what are the changes which has happened. Okay, then there are also initiatives which has been taken by political parties like Chai Pe Charcha. Okay, so that become a campaign. Okay, having a talk with the discussion. So these incentives, or maybe Swachh Bharat Abhiyan can be there, or maybe Beti Bachao irbodu, or maybe our Gruha Lakshmi projects irbodu, or maybe Shakti programs irbodu. So there are many. Every state will have one or the other programs, which has become a household name only because of social media. You have in and out. You keep discussing about that. You create memes about it. You create some negative. India is known for creating memes. Okay, no other country create memes as India creates. That is the kind of creativity what we have in the people. Just see, any one issue you take, they'll create a particular memes. For 100 memes will be done. Any one particular song you take, they'll create a full thing. So that means there is no dearth of creativity among the Indians, but how constructively you are using and how you are using for the political development or the political construction or the democratic process, that matters a lot. These are some of the examples, as I told you. And we also have been using this data analytics to target the young voters. That is when we got to know that the young voters are the one who are using this social media to a larger extent and who has to be targeted. So that also figure we have. And also we know that the PM is a very tech savvy person. He has been doing a lot of activities. Okay, see, people have the other side of the story also. Some of them may not like it, some of them may like it, but the elections of 2014 projected this BJP as a digital campaigner, or maybe coming up with the Chai Pe Charcha, coming up with a good name, Digital India. Okay, you know all those things. Okay, we are known for this creating good names also. So that is also one of the important things, how these names become the household name. Then coming back to 2000. So any questions, any queries? Can I start?
Yes.
Some of you are on, can you please unmute?
ಹಾಲು ಒಯ್ದ್ಬಿಟ್ವಿ. ಹಾಲು ಒಯ್ದ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ
Ma'am,
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್
can you unmute?
ಎಂಡಿಂಗ್
ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್
thing.
Ma'am, can you unmute?
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕಂತ.
Can you mute your mic, ma'am? Thank you. So way back again in the case study of 2019 election, as I told you, WhatsApp was being used. Okay, again, I'm telling you this was a part of the research work and the results what we have been sharing here. So during this 2019 election, that was the elections, it was been found that WhatsApp was used as one of the major tool to propagate the ideologies in India. Okay, micro targeting, because I told it was very easy. It was
Narendra
not
Modi
fetching. Ma'am,
Ivattu.
please mute your mic, please. I'll be
Elections.
taking another 5 minutes, please. I don't want to take a break, so please. So, okay, the thing is, WhatsApp was being used to target the audience because that was the thing. And over 5 million WhatsApp group was being created. Just imagine what is the 5 million people are doing from different groups. I'm speaking of 5 million group in India only for 2019 elections. It is a concern. What is the people are discussing? What is that they are sharing? What kind of political messages are going? Okay, so this also has to be done. And some of the content when we studied, it was also memes where there, some motivational quotes where they like go and vote election, senior citizens should be given the prominence to election, choose your candidate right, all those kind of things. So there was some good discussions also which was happening around this WhatsApp group also. And it also raised one of the very prominent question is about the fake content. How much of the fake content, fake videos, fake pictures have also gone into this particular thing, because it is very easy to change the mindset of the people. Okay, it's very easy to see. I know it is a fake content when somebody sends me, because I've done a course. I'm a Google trainer where I go. I know how to check the videos and the content whether it's a fake or not. But how many of us know about it? Okay, so people tend to believe. Okay, people tend to believe, yes, it's Narendra Modi ji only is coming and speaking, but actually it is not. It's an AI created. But how many of you can make out the difference between an AI and an original picture? So what happened here is 2019 elections also gave rise to these kind of a thing, and WhatsApp was used as one of the prominent means. Leave out paper, leave out radio, leave out film, and leave out the television. It was only social media and especially the WhatsApp. So WhatsApp group was been circulating the messages, the wrong messages, maligned messages. Okay, opposite messages of one political party. Okay, they said one thing, the other party will say something about one political politician, the another case study would come in, the crime reports would come in. So these were the kind of exchange of information what had happened. I would also like to bring you about the AAP, a digital campaign model. You know how AAP, that is Aam Aadmi Political Party of Delhi, they also had a very good thing because they used this social media. I'm not telling others haven't used, but AAP had a different kind of a model, a campaign model. It was not very what do you call it, expensive. It was not very, but it was very impactful, I should say. So they used very low budget, high impact online campaign. Okay, that was also. Then now you know, even on WhatsApp, you can create a poll. You can create a polling that was also being done. Second thing is they also were able to use. That means what I'm trying to tell you here is a political party, if they want to bombard about them, they can do it. And if they really want to create a kind of a constructive awareness with a low budget, that can also be done. I'm just trying to say what one political party is doing and what other political BJP is doing and what AAP is doing. So usage of this mobile party to collect the donations. That was also one of the campaign which was be done, because many of you are aware, because all the political teachers, you know that AAP did run the elections with the donations given by the people also. That's the reason why their campaigning was kept in a very low profile and the very low budget way they did all those things. Then also they had this Facebook Live whenever they had a campaign or a rally. So they didn't invite any of the television people to do a live. Okay, they didn't wanted NDTV, they didn't wanted CNN, IBN, or Star TV or the Star News to come and do their program. It was only Facebook. Okay, they used to set up the mobile phones and they used to go live. So people used to watch, people used to discuss. So that means I'm not spending too much also, but my message is trickling down to the people. People are getting to know what these people are doing. So this was one of the kind of the campaign style what these people followed. And another important thing was about the transparency. Okay, you had a kind of a transparency and there was a lot of engagement. People used to pour in their ideas. People used to give in their, so you used to study the comments. ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಬರ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಏನಿದೆ, ವೆದರ್ ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್, ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಬಿಂಗ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ಪೀಪಲ್. So what are the kind of messages they are giving? So that was also being studied in the app digital campaign. So when it comes to our regional party, so many of my Tamil friends will be knowing that, maybe Bengali friends also will be knowing that TMC's Didi Doot app, that was to reach out to the people, that was also voter. They have created some kind of a political campaigns which happened only on the social media. Then AIADMK's Facebook and the Twitter campaigns also have happened. Regional language and the content, and you might have seen, one of the important thing is whenever there is an election, state election happening, I don't want to reach out to people in Hindi or English. Okay, yes, there are national parties, but I would like to take my content in the regional languages. This was a plus point for, because many of the regional parties like South India, mein Telangana or Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka. Okay, we have been using, not only this, even the other regional also like Punjabi or maybe Gujarati. So they use this regional language to bring in that cultural renaissance, because that is very much important. Okay, because I told you, grassroots people are not good enough, people are not educated enough, so I need to reach out to them, and each and every vote matters to them. And this is the reason why they know where to play the button. The political parties know how to play the button, and this is what they did, and many of us have seen the result, what the result has been. And yes, some it's not only about, when I say politics, it has also has some repercussions also. I don't say always all the political parties are good, or all the political programs are good. There are many agitations, there are many pitholes, there are many drawbacks which happens. And one case study was about this farmers revolt, which was happening in Punjab. It is just another picture what I'm trying to show you, but it was, how much of media attention the farmer agitation in Karnataka, there has been a lot of farmers agitations have happened. Okay, so all these things, all the updates, all the internet was being closed. You have seen even the Manipur thing. Okay, my northeastern friends, you may be knowing, everybody knows about it. The kind of Manipur incident which happened, even to this day at present, they don't have internet. It's been stopped from past 3 years. What's happening in Manipur? How many of us know? What happened to the Kuki tribe? How many people have been killed? Why it has been done? So the thing is, for their political agenda, for their political thing, things are happening of this way. Okay, so we need to understand that when you are giving a tool for the people, when you are giving a particular tool for the people, and social media is a very powerful tool. If you use it in a very constructive way, yes, agitations can be done, but try to bring in a change. Okay, so and as I told, when these videos were being posted, people from the outside country, okay, people who are staying abroad and now Indian diaspora, they started giving funds. They started raising their voice. Okay, like we had Me Too campaign. Okay, I'm just pinging a thing. Okay, Me Too campaign. People are there to stand by that. Okay, the racial discrimination or maybe the marginalities or killing of the people. Okay, Atra case. There are n number of cases, or maybe even Nirbhaya case for that political, for that matter. It was, every issues are related to politics. Okay, so the creating of the videos, the posters, the visuals, what happened here is people are aware of the incidents. People know where is what is happening, what is the status. Every day you're putting the follow-up stories. Okay, so people are getting these updates, which is not there in the regular media. People, because I told you, almost all the political parties owns a news channel. NDTV is owned by somebody, CNN is owned by somebody, Star Plus is owned by somebody. So you don't have the freedom to say whatever you want to say. But social media gives you a identity also. Then yes, in post-colonial, we have been able to find a kind of a identity for us ourselves, especially our younger youths. Okay, because it is most powerful only when it is used in a right sense. When it is used, especially because I told you, it is there in our system. Politics, ideologies, the parties, voting, everything is there in our this thing. But how you can use it, that is very much important. And yes, we have been able to give this identity for ourselves. There is equal participation. There is nobody asks you about the caste. Sapna can do something, or maybe Manjula ma'am can do something, or Subhash can do something, or maybe Aruna Kumar can do something. So we are not anything. Okay, there is no class, there is no creed, nothing. So it gives you an equal participation to be a part of the democratic process, and there is no discourse. Yes, when we did a comment, when we were seeing, there were people, even a person from a grassroots has a right to write something there. Okay, but how strongly you write, that matters a lot. But There is no sidelining of the people. People are becoming a part and parcel now. Okay, people from the tribal community can write, people from the any downtrodden society, people from the elite class, women, everybody can do anything. So that means it has helped us to recreate a power, a digital reproduction. Okay, which I can't do it personally, which I'm not able to question the PM directly, but I can question him whenever there is even he is on live. So sitting at my place in Mysore, I can question, sir, why it is happening? What is the solution? I can bring it. So that means it has given you a power which was not there in the colonial time. Okay, and it creates an identity for you. Okay, it also try to create an identity for you. And as I told, the marginalized society, we have Dalit Twitter. I don't know how many of you are following that or how many of you are aware of that. That means every marginalized group has got a visibility. People recognize you. People know by your work. Okay, people know, yes, so he's the one who has been speaking about this women voice. He's the one, she's the one who is raising the voice about this transgenders. So that means you are getting visibility. Like you, many people may be there across the country who want to raise their voice. And social media has given you a platform where you people can freely, openly discuss, provided you give a constructive thing, because that is also very important. So just because I have this power of media, it doesn't mean that I keep writing something which can divide the society. You know how much of divide of society we have. If we write something, you become national, you become anti-national. Yeah, that is there. You are always under surveillance. People are being observed. Please remember, I can't write anything on my this thing. I need to be very careful when I use my words. Even a small word, even a small wrong video, even a small audio clipping can bring a kind of a change in the society. Okay, it can mismatch the kind of a thing. So it needs to be see, that means you need to understand how carefully you need to use the social media. That's it. Okay, a wrong message, a tamashi, so people say, just joke ke liye maine dal diya, just for the kind of a joke I did that. No, the joke can become a very big disaster for somebody. So all these kind of things are there. So it has to be used. And political parties, they want to use this political thing for their own purposes. They want their things to be done very clearly. So we have to be very careful. And there are also many newsrooms like Wire, Kabar, Leharia, or maybe Quint. I don't know how many of you have been following that, or Brunt, and also the Brit. So these are some of the alternative news media which are being giving voice for the people also. So now, as I told, the digital divide is always there. The regional language, there are some limitations also. Everybody can't write, and I told you, a disparity. See, according to the GSMA report of 2020, only 36% of the women are using internet. That means still around 40 to 44% of the women are not using. Okay, so that means you're still not a part of the thing. I would say mobile, they may be using a phone, they may be using mobile, but they're not a part of the development. Okay, that is also there. Then regional language, yes, there may be some language barriers. We have 100 languages, 1,000 languages. So that can also be one of the limitations for us. Then digital literacy, we are yet to, this is what we are trying to do, to create a kind of a digital literacy. How consciously you are supposed to use the digital thing. And disinformation, I told you, fake news. There are many number of Delhi riots have happened. There are many COVID conspiracies, maybe individual targeting, personal targets. All these things have happened in India, and politicians are banking upon that. They want these kind of rumors to be spread so that they can have a very strong voting bank. So why I'm stressing on all these things is because about the kind of awareness what we teachers I need to bring into the people, because when people get back to the classes, at least people can think on these lines, or ask the people what they feel about, or how the young youth thinks about all these things. So that's the reason why. And there are many legal framework, as I told you. These are last two slides. One sec. Ma'am, can you please mute your this thing? Hello, ma'am, can you please mute? So these are the legal framework. I told you in India, we have got just IT rules of 2021, which is there. And also the laws related to the data privacy has been 2 minutes. Data privacy is being to be done. And the future, as I told you, there are many emerging trends which has happened, and now the AI has joined us. That what we call artificial intelligence have come up, and we have got good number of content. The chat box have been created, so there needs to be some kind of an ethical guidelines. Okay, illantande we will be using this for eroding the thing. Okay, good things may not come up, and politicians, you know how things are. So there are certain things which need to be done. Okay, and so some of the recommendations: try to promote the digital literacy in a very good manner, try to strengthen the fact checking. We need to have digital literacy. Then support the content. Whenever the regional languages are being, let us support and see. We'll get to know whether it's right or wrong. Maybe we will not be able to follow, everybody may not be able to follow English and Hindi. But if the same thing is done in Kannada, and if you find there is something derogatory, there is something wrong, or there's something manipulation happening, at least we can question them. So that is also there, that's kind of a thing. And there has to be some kind of a regulation. So let us be a part, as I'm telling you again and again, as we are all be researchers, teachers, it is our duty to do something back, give back something to the society. So that way, let's encourage the inclusive digital policy, okay, irrespective of the race, caste, culture, women, gender, and all. So let us be a part of it. I think I'm on time.